Hello students. So welcome back to our video number part 2 of the chapter matter from the subject chemistry. So in our previous video we have discussed about atoms. Atoms, that means the particles that are present inside the matter. But in this video we will discuss about matter and the classification of matter. Okay. So first we have to know about matter, that what is matter. So matter is the substance which occupies some space. Okay, point wise I am writing matter is some object which occupies some space. What is the meaning of space? Space means volume. Okay, space means volume. Suppose this pen, this also has some volume. That means some space is occupied by the pen. Okay, in this air or in this atmosphere, some space that is occupied by the pen is actually the volume of the pen. Okay, the board also has some space, it has occupied some space. Each and every object you can see around you or you can feel around you, all of them occupy some space. Okay, just like air also. Air, we can't see air, okay, but we can feel the presence of air because it is present around us, and obviously some space is occupied by air. Suppose the room in which you are now present, there is also air in your room. So the total volume of your room is occupied by air, right? Liquid. If you see the example of liquid, so then water. In the bottle or in the glass you have kept the water. So there also some space is occupied by water. So each and every type of matter, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, some space or volume is occupied by each and every object. So the first point is occupies some space or volume. Next point is number 2. It has mass. So matter has some mass also. So what is mass? Mass means actually the weight of the object. So each and every object is made of some material, and there will be a certain mass of that material. For example, suppose a book is made of paper. So that book must contain some mass, that is because of the presence of the pages, right? Suppose the table or chair which is made of wood, so that also has some mass because of its inner material, that is the wood. So each and everything, water also has some mass, air also has some mass. Okay, gases, all the gases that are present in the air, they also has some mass, though it is very small in value, but still all of them carry a mass, a certain mass. So therefore the second point of matter is it has mass. Okay, first point is it has some volume or it occupies some space. Second is it has mass, and number 3 is we can feel or see them. So some solid or liquid substances that we can see, okay, but there are some gaseous substances or matters so that we can't see but we can feel their presence. So this can be felt by our sense. Okay, this can be felt by our sense or it can be seen also by our eye. So these all are the properties of matter. These all are the properties of matter by which we can consider any object as matter. For example, different types of things that we can see around us, just like water, okay, any table, the room you are present now, there also you can see different types of objects, just like the table, chair, book, pen, pencil, okay, as well as if you speak about liquid substances like water, tea, milk, etc. Okay, gaseous substances, the air that is present around you, that is also another example of matter. So all the objects that are present around us are matter. So it is very important for us to know about them, to know about the matter. So in our first part of this video of matter, already we have discussed about the particles that are present inside the matter, which are called atoms, right? So atoms, just I am telling in a brief. So atoms, they cannot, they can exist or cannot exist independently. In few cases, the atoms can exist independently, and in few cases atom where cannot exist independently. So there two or more atoms joined with each other with the help of a bond. Okay, so there they form molecule. So in few cases atom can exist freely, atoms can move freely, or atom can exist independently. But in few cases are also there, where two or more atoms combine with each other with the help of one or two or three bonds, and there they can exist as molecules. Okay, so these are the atoms which actually takes part in a chemical reaction. So these are the basic concepts of matter. So next part is the classification of matter. First I will discuss about the properties of matter. Next, properties. So property number 1, properties of matter. So first point will be again, matter consists of very small particles which are called atoms, and in some cases atoms combine with each other to make the molecules. So the concept of atom was first given by Indian philosopher Konath, right? Already we have discussed. Konath first gave the idea of atoms, and according to his concept, according to his name, the name of atoms was first given as Parmanu, okay, or Kona. After that, Dalton, he proposed the theory of atomic theory, Dalton's atomic theory regarding the atoms. So from then, the concept of atom was included. So the first property is matter consists of very small particles. Matter consists of very small particles, and the particles are really very small, so that they cannot be seen by our naked eye. Okay, we can't see the atoms or the particles that are present inside it. Suppose you have taken one object and you have broken it into pieces, so then you can just see the broken pieces. Suppose you are breaking it until and unless you are getting a very small particle, very small sized pieces, but still the particles are so small that cannot be seen by our naked eye, okay, or by using a very powerful microscope. Only through electron microscope we can see their existence. So these are so small, these are very small, and these are also present in a large number or in a huge number. Obviously when it is making a large substance, so that means, and as we can not see them individually as a particle, so that means they are present in a very huge number or in a very large number to make a such substance. Okay, so this is the first point. Point number 2, is, so all the matters have particles in it, and the particles are separated by each other by some distance. The distance, two particles are separated from each other by a distance, and that distance is known as intermolecular space or interparticle distance. Interparticle distance. Okay, so the space between two particles or the space between two molecules is known as intermolecular space or interparticle distance. So different types of matters have different values of intermolecular space or distance between them, on basis of which we can classify the matter into three types, that is solid, liquid and gas, that we will learn in our next part. So different types of matter shows different types of intermolecular space or interparticle distance between them. So that is the first point. Next point is point number 3, intermolecular force of attraction. Now the molecules are separated from each other, as well as all of them carry a attractive force. Okay, all of them possess a attractive force by which these molecules are bound together inside a matter. Otherwise, if there will be no force of attraction, so there must be the possibility of for all the particles to go outside the substance if there would be no attractive force. But obviously there must be certain attractive force which helps to bind all the molecules inside the matter or inside the object. So that attractive force is known as intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force of attraction. And another thing that is important here now, that intermolecular force of attraction, that means the attractive force that acts between two individual particles. Okay, the attractive force that acts between two individual particle or two individual molecule is known as intermolecular force of attraction. Now there is a relation between intermolecular force of attraction and the intermolecular space or the intermolecular distance. So what is the relation? The relation is they are having a reciprocal relation. That means smaller is the distance or smaller is the gap between two molecules, larger will be or greater will be the force of attraction. Okay, smaller is the gap or smaller is the distance between two molecules, greater will be the attractive force between two molecules. So we can express it as a relation, that is intermolecular distance, that is reciprocal to intermolecular force of attraction. So that is actually very common. Suppose two particles are there. So when they are very close to each other, so therefore the attractive force between them will be high. But when they are placed at a greater distance or a larger distance comparatively, so then the attractive force between them, that will be low. Just for example, if you take an iron object and if you have kept it close to a magnet, so when both of them are close to each other, so therefore the attractive force will be high. Now if you place the iron object at a larger distance from the magnet, so because of the larger distance the attractive force will be low. So that is the general thing, that they are inversely related to each other. When the distance between two molecules is high, then the attractive force will be low, and when the distance between them is low, then the attractive force will be high. Okay, so as we have told or as we have discussed, that depending on intermolecular space there are different types of matter, as well as different types of matter shows different type of intermolecular force of attraction also, on the basis of which we can get three type of matter: solid, liquid and gas. Okay, next point is that point number 3 done. Next, point number 4. Point number 4 tells us that all the particles of the matter are continuously moving. Okay, all of them are continuously moving in a zigzag motion or in a random motion. So this zigzag motion or the random motion of the particles is known as Brownian motion, because scientist Robert Brown first observed this type of motion. Okay, but basically if we consider solid substances, so then in solid substances not such a motion that will be seen, because the particles of solids are tightly packed with each other, so they are a rigid substance. But in case of liquid or in case of gas, if we consider any one particle, so then we can see or then we can observe that the particle is moving continuously in a zigzag way or in a random way. So this type of motion is known as Brownian motion. Clear this one? Okay. Next thing is that diffusion. So what is diffusion? Diffusion is intermixing of two or more particles, intermixing of two or more substances. Actually, when we are mixing two types of substances with each other, suppose two types of gas or two types of liquid, so then the intermixing of their particles, suppose this is one type of particle and this is one type of particle, this is gas A and this is gas B. So these are the particles of gas A and these are the particles of gas B. Now we are mixing both of them. Okay, so what will happen? So their particles will intermix with each other. So after their intermixing, we will get a mixture of them. We will get a mixture of gas A and gas B. So this is called a mixture. So the process by which the particles of two substances, two or more substances intermix with each other to make a homogeneous mixture or to make a mixture, so that is called, yes, to make a mixture that is homogeneous. So then this is called homogeneous, means where all the particles are equally distributed in each and every direction. So where all the particles are equally distributed or all the particles are mixed in the same way. So this is called diffusion, and this can also be known as uniform mixture. Uniform mixture means also the same when the ratio of these two types of particles is same in each and every part of this mixture. The ratio of these two types of particles is same in each and every part of this mixture. So then it is called diffusion. So the process by which it takes place is called diffusion. Okay. So the rate of diffusion or the tendency of diffusion is highest for the gaseous substance, it is medium for liquid substance, and it is the lowest for the solid substance, because as we know the solid particles are very rigid or tightly or closely packed with each other, so they do not show any type of movement, so that's why they do not show diffusion also. So diffusion is seen for gaseous substance and for liquid substance, and it is seen in maximum amount for the gaseous substance. Clear? Okay. So next is, now depending on different types of properties of matter that we have discussed today, depending on the properties we can classify the matter into three types. So what are the types? Three types of matters are present. Number one, solid. Number two, liquid. And number three, gas. Okay, solid, liquid and gas, these are the three types of matter, okay, on the basis of different properties of matter. So one by one we will discuss them. So what is solid? So solid is the substance which possesses a fixed volume fixed volume as well as fixed shape, right? Solid substances have a fixed volume, not only fixed volume but also a fixed shape. Now the liquid substances, they has a fixed volume but no fixed shape, and because of this, if you keep the liquid substance in any container, so it will take the shape of the container, but the volume will be fixed. Suppose 1 liter or 1000 milliliter, whatever volume you are taking, the volume is fixed but the shape is not fixed. It will take the shape of the container on which it is placed, but the solid has both fixed, that is volume, as well as shape. And in case of gas, it has no fixed volume and no fixed shape. No fixed volume and no fixed shape as well. Okay, so that means gas will occupy the volume of the container in which it is kept. Suppose in this room, the room you are now present, so there the volume of the air, now if you put all the air from that room and keep it in a container or in another space, so then it will take the volume of the container also. Okay, so it can adjust it can adjust itself anywhere. Okay, so therefore it has no fixed volume as well as no fixed shape, because it also takes the shape of the container. Okay, so these are the three types of substances. Now what are their examples? So solid, many examples are there that you can see: book, chair, table, etc. Liquid means water, milk, alcohol, etc. And here gas means nitrogen, oxygen, air. So these all are the different types of matter. So in our next class we will discuss about these three types of matter. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching this video.